Deep in the Earth's core, there are other large spaces with many habitats and giant animals, where humans have only discovered very little information. All the creatures here are still a huge unknown. Kong has now returned to his homeland here. Every day he did not know what to do but find his kind, and at the same time had to fight giant wolves up to several dozen. Kong, although very strong, still had to run. He led them to a cliff. Then a wolf fell into a trap that Kong had set up. Then Kong took its body and tore it in two, and let out a heavenly roar to sea, not expecting it to work. The whole pack of wolves suddenly faltered and left. Kong went back to his cave to wash himself up, then went out to make some dog meat, not expecting to take a bite. His decayed tooth began to hurt. He could not eat. He was also robbed of his piece of food by an earth dragon. Because of toothache, Kong did not bother to steal it back. Above the ground, Kong's arch-rival Godzilla is busy fighting other titans to protect the Earth, this time a giant red spider. The two rush at each other extremely fiercely. Godzilla with his power, quickly knocks it down, then jumping up and punching it repeatedly in the face. The red spider locked Godzilla's mouth with his tentacles, but unfortunately its efforts were negligible, being blown up by a beam of God's plasma beam. After this event, the press honored Godzilla as a hero who protected the Earth. Meanwhile, the hollow Earth leaning base has recently received strange signals emanating from the Earth's interior. On this side, the old girl from Skull Island is learning to integrate into her current life. During an hour, the little girl suddenly becomes dreamy. Then her hand unconsciously draws strange shapes, looking like sound waves or some other signal. The teacher then called Andrew, now the girl's adoptive mother, to pick her up, and she then told her to respect her and not be weird with her daughter's actions. G then tells her mother that she doesn't feel like she belongs here. It's hard to feel happy. After arriving home, Andrew took Gia's drawings out to study, when suddenly the base on the hollow Earth suddenly lost signal. Gia inside, who was sleeping, also had nightmares and woke up. The next morning, Andrew goes to find a blogger named Bernie. He is a blogger specializing in titanium. Although he is working, very annoyed, but he still has to open the door to receive Andrew. She gives him a drawing of Ga and sound waves emanating from the base on the hollow Earth. He says he is the only person in the world who can understand and predict what the Titans will do next. His condition is a tour of the base in the new hollow Earth ready to help Andrew. There was a tense discussion when suddenly there was a signal that Godzilla was acting. The whole base buzzed and called Andrew. Everyone guessed that Kong had risen to the surface, but Andrew objected because she thought Kong was safe down there, but did not expect the young Kong to have actually surfaced. The young man lying exposed in pain on a beach. It turns out that his purpose this time back is to seek help with his painful decayed tooth. After being injected with anesthesia, Kong was subjected to a trapper titanium expert, using heavy aircraft, then pulled out his decaying tooth, then replaced Kong with a new, stronger denture. He also confidently declared that with this new tooth Kong could even chew on the Eiffel Tower. Bernie told Andrew that he had detected a new signal coming from the hollow Earth, which was a distress signal, but to whom he did not know. Andrew then receives orders from the director of the center to make a trip to the hollow Earth to confirm the situation. G insists on following, all the way Andrew agrees. Before leaving, she also met the Bernie guy. He blamed her for why not let him go with him. All the information about sound waves and signals was studied by one hand. He wanted to be rewarded with a trip to the hollow Earth. Andrew also had to leave an extra seat for Bernie, who was extremely excited about this trip. The group began to come to the space portal. After psychological preparation, they plunged into the portal and the star teleported, reached the hollow Earth. Under Kong's guidance, they turned on the camouflage mode and flew in the sky, next to a beautiful flock of giant yellow birds. With their vast wingspans, they are also capable of emitting deadly electricity if they feel threatened. On the ground, the young Godzilla is attacking a nuclear reactor to suck up all the radiation in it. It seems to be preparing energy for a great war that is about to take place. The army has sent a convoy of fighter jets to attack God to stop the damage it causes, but those bombardments are like mosquito bites with Godzilla, which uses tremendous wave energy, a move that destroys all squadrons. Andrew's team finally reached the human research base on the hollow Earth, but suddenly the base was completely attacked and destroyed. No one survived. Everyone after looking at the remnants suspected that it was Kong's doing, but Andrew objected, claiming that Kong would never do such things. It was certainly another Titan with almost the same characteristics as Kong. The Kong, after being treated, eagerly returned to his cave, then took the axe, jumped into another cave, where he discovered the remains of his ancestors, then a large figure approaching behind the waterfall. Kong held out his axe to prepare for battle when he saw that it was just an orange baby monkey. Kong Hero put down his axe, stretched out his hand to show his goodwill to connect. The orange monkey shyly touched Kong's hand and suddenly bit him once and ran away. Kong chased in annoyance when suddenly two other Titan monkeys stopped Kong. They pinned Kong down. Another old monkey was about to hold a large rock to finish him off. The young Kong quickly escaped the pincer position, then attacked one monkey, using the other as a shield. Fighting the other three giant beasts alone, Kong reached out his hand to pull him up. After all, he was a fellow human, so Kong helped. As soon as he climbed, he turned around and used a knife to skewer Kong. An angry Kong kicked it off the cliff. Seeing Kong's power, the old monkey immediately ran away, then had to eat a stone in the head when he was hit by Kong. Kong makes the orange monkey take him to their lair. Andrew's group was flying in the sky when they were pulled to the ground by some force. G said that she was sensing something unusual somewhere underground. Trapper asked the group to take a detour to avoid danger, but Michelle insisted on taking a straight line. He believed in his heat-seeking device, and was suddenly swallowed by a strange creature to everyone's horror. It wasn't long before they encountered a group of aborigines blocking their way and escorting them to a cave, where there was an energy portal with countless beautiful and magical colors. The beautiful patriarch also appeared. The moment he saw Jaw, she reached out and grabbed the little girl's hand. Then the two communicated. Ga saw everything about her past and origin. Then the patriarch ordered her people to lay down their arms. This group of people was harmless to them. Andrew discovers that the energy portal is the place that sent the signals for help to Earth, and the patriarch and her clan send this signal, hoping that the Earth will make a move to help her tribe escape the evil scar-faced Titan King. That is also why God is constantly recharging. To confront this, in the temple, with the information carved on the wall, they know that Ga is the only person left capable of reviving a beautiful Titan, which is the butterfly Modra. Aiming to connect Kong and God for the upcoming battle. That's why Ga has always felt strange signals lately. Xiaozi Suko led him to a grand construction site. He gawked in amazement when he saw so many of his fellow human beings for the first time, but they seemed to be doing hard labor like slaves for someone. A bloody war guard rushed forward and cursed at Kong in the face. Without saying much, he immediately let a loving punch roll out and lay motionless. One nearby saw that the situation was not okay and ran to tell the king. A rather formidable scar-faced monkey appeared, wearing a weapon made of animal bones, jumped face to face with him, then snarled at the Suko monkey for bringing an infidel here. Suko's father tries to run to his son's defense. The name when his scarred face callously kicks him into the abyss. Suko is devastated at the loss of his father. His eyes are clearly indignant at the brutality of the Great Kane. Kong decides to ask for a decisive battle to avenge Suko's father. He took his axe, the other held the bone whip. The two started a one-on-one fight. The scar-faced monkey whipped the bone whip in succession. He quickly caught it, but he jerked it so hard that he tore his hand. It hurt a little, so Kong angrily rushed to the basket of the axe and hit the scar-faced man. But he was not a medium type. He dodged most of Kong's attacks. He wrapped the chain around Kong's neck, as if he was about to suffocate, but Kong used his muscular strength to knock him forward. Then his first five whipped hard on the ground several times. Seeing that he seemed to be defeated, he immediately summoned an ancient titan, Shimu, with cold eyes, a white body, and a scarred face. Ordered it to launch an icy vapor to attack Kong, but he luckily dodged. The next time Kong quickly took the axe to support that attack, but due to the strong freezing ability, even Kong's hand was frozen. Seeing that the Shimu was about to finish off Kong, the Suko monkey hurriedly showed Kong the way to run. Kong quickly ran into a cave. The Scarface ordered the juniors to chase after Kong. After running away for a while, Kong and Suko managed to reach out to Andrew's group to seek help and treat his severely necrotic arm. There Kong tells Ga about the incident he just experienced with the scar-faced king. Then the group tries to find a way to assemble a new toy for Kong, which is a giant glove that allows him to increase critical damage to opponents. Then he injected Kong with an acute pain relief, like a tiger growing wings. The young man became extraordinarily prolific, with Suko running to the space portal, looking for Godzilla's support, deciding to live with the scarred face. At this time, the tribe was preparing to perform a ritual so that Ga could revive Modra. She stepped forward with her hand to break the beautiful energy seal. A butterfly into brilliant gold appeared, flapping its wings, soaring into the air with the admiration of the people of the tribe. That was the Titan Queen Modra. Kong reached the surface, this time in the Egyptian city of Cairo, standing in front of the pyramid. God rushed forward to give Kong such a loving hug that he broke a whole pyramid, then even grabbed Kong hard back. Kong was dizzy all over his face, so he could not say a word. Kong punched God repeatedly in the face with force to the point of fainting. Kong grabbed God's tail and dragged him to the gate, but he couldn't do it in the middle of the road. God fell in love, using atomic breath to make Kong howl to run and dodge. Before he could make up his mind, God jumped on top of him. Kong was about to eat an atomic breath blow when the goddess in God's heart mudra appeared. Just a few juicy words were able to solve the situation. Fortunately, God understood and accepted the invitation to go to the hollow earth to fight with Kong. Below, the people of the tribe used gravity to control the pyramids to seal the gates leading to the surface of the earth. Fortunately, Kong and God appeared extremely cool in time, along with Scarface and Shimu. All four destructive monsters rushed at each other with faces that wanted to devour the other alive, creating a beautiful sight. The most expensive movie. The weight was lost. The whole group punched each other a little hard, could not strike directly. Before he could punch, he was pushed away. The scar-faced man quickly rushed into the bowl with Kong. He launched the chain to pull Kong closer, then put the axe into Kong, but it didn't work. Meanwhile, the queen diligently shoots Silk, knocking down the ears of the scarred face. Godzilla is now quite struggling with Shimu, being constantly shot cold air at her by Shimu. It seems that she is about to freeze to the place when Modra flies in time to stop them. They continue to be sucked into another dimensional portal, leading to the terrestrial world. After reaching the surface, the Scarface was quite uncomfortable with the warm sun and ordered Shimu to freeze them all. It didn't take long to be fed a loving punch by Kong, dropped a tooth on the street, and was laughed at by Kong. So spicy he turned to order Shimu to deal with Kong. The god appeared in time to stop it, but Shu was too big, knocking God back to the ground. The scar-faced man pinned down a building with a chain, but thanks to the glove, Kong easily punched it. He rushed to give Kong a tumble. Shimu immediately grabbed Kong's hand, knocking him into the surrounding buildings up and down the field quite painfully. Before he could fully stand up, God saw that his brother Kong was bruised, so he prepared to launch the final move. The legendary neon pink atomic breath was about to hit the scar-faced. Afraid of losing the crystal, he rushed forward to try to pick it up, but he could avoid it. But God's neon atomic energy continued to attack. God was also able to break the ice for Kong's arm. The situation quickly reversed. He saw that the uncles were eating blood and everyone wanted to get the crystal. Suko smashed it with the axe. The scar-faced guy was mad at Suko ruining his quarters, rushed to strangle the boy. Luckily, Kong rushed to give him a punch. Kong and God were excited to play volleyball, throwing the scar-faced guy back and forth like a ball that made him dizzy. At this time, Shimu has regained consciousness after being controlled. Bewildered about what to do, he is scared to death by God, then uses his breath to freeze the scar-faced. Just waiting for that, Kong immediately smashed him into 100 pieces, ending the fight with the cruel gorilla, proving that he is the one who deserves to be king. Then Kong and the orange monkey and Shimu returned to the hollow earth. Kong frees them all. Now the gorillas are free and live together as one big family. Thank you for your interest in following the developments of the movie. If you see it, or please give me a like and press the follow button.